All right, guys, and welcome to the Marcus and Mike Show. This is unpaid thoughts, unpaid solicitation, unpaid to speak our minds, guys. We are live and raw and uncut because we aren't on a major network, so we can speak of whatever we want and how we want to say it. With that
Yeah,
being said, I got to bring in my man, my right hand man, Marcus. How you doing today, Marcus?
doing pretty good.
So, Marcus, before the show started, I got caught in this YouTube vortex. I went to the
Uh-oh.
Louisville Bats game this past night, and you are older than I am. Like, I'm not going to say you're old by like any means, but you're older than like I am. You
Right.
you grew up in the baseball generation that you do not disrespect the pitcher because the next person up is going to get hit more than likely,
Right.
right? It's kind of
Right.
like the unwritten code, the unwritten rules of Major League Baseball. Well,
Yeah.
this happened last night at the Louisville game. A guy hit a home run and he watched it. He stood there and like watched it. He periscoped it. Oh, look at that
Oh
baby
wow.
go, right?
Right.
And then the very next batter, the pitcher plunks him right in the butt. Exactly where it needs to, where it needs to be. The
Right.
crowd, the fans were going. They were upset. I'm like, how did you guys not know this was coming? Like,
Right.
I mean, the guy sat there and watched the ball fly out of the ballpark, going 400 feet, and and then our guys, like our fans, are mad because the pitcher hit the next guy up. Are
Right.
you okay with the unwritten rules of baseball of like that effect?
No, I guess I'm ushered in. I'm just old enough to usher in with a little new school way of thinking. I'm kind of maybe with the fans, although I don't know how technically they thought. But I never was a firm believer in it's to hit a guy with an 80-mile-per-hour pitch. Like you could kill some. I mean, I understand that you hit him like probably like not where he in the butt or whatever,
Yeah,
thigh or part of the leg.
shoulders
That's not
down is a
okay.
okay.
Yeah, but man, don't hit the next batter. Wait, hey, if you want to hit somebody, wait till that guy comes back up and hit
Right,
him.
right.
So I've never been a big believer in that. It's to me, it's kind of cowardly to throw some baseball at somebody. To me, but I mean, I wouldn't do it at all. Hey, don't give up the home run. I
Exactly.
I, I do like a little bit of showmanship where you can flip the bat or I don't think that's a big deal, man. Hitting home runs a big deal, man. Just don't give up the home run. Now it depends on how little rambunctious the guy was. I mean, if he literally stood there and didn't move for seconds, and I mean, that get me a
Yeah,
little crazy. Get your butt around the bag. I get. I mean, around the bases. I get that, but hey, next time that guy comes up, hit him, man. Don't take it out on his teammate.
exactly.
That's kind of a little cowardly to me. Now I get it if like you know 8 batters later in the next inning or the following inning and he got hit.
Yeah.
Totally get that, but man, don't. Yeah, I wouldn't hit the next guy. You know what I mean? Like that guy didn't do anything yet.
Right.
So
I understand what you're saying, and like before, about a couple years ago, like I was in tuned in the old school baseball ways. Like you did not step on the lines when going on the field. You hit the home run. You just jog around the bases.
yeah,
But baseball is the only sport where you cannot basically celebrate a big
yeah,
accomplishment. I mean, hitting a baseball is freaking hard. Like, let's
yeah,
be
it's
honest.
crazy.
But yet,
Yeah,
a pitcher can strike you out and be like pumping his fist and yeah, 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 and we aren't hitting
right.
him. But yet, a guy celebrates a home run by a bat flip or like. I mean, like the only time I was kind of upset was when the Toronto team. What is their name? Uh,
You talking about Toronto
the
Blue Jays?
yeah. I believe they're playing the Houston Astros, and that guy with the beard,
Oh,
his name's he flipped the bat,
is Bautista,
yeah, and then they got in a fight like on
and he
second
flipped the
base,
bat,
like yeah,
and Rugen and Rugi Odor hit him.
yeah.
Yeah,
So like even then, I mean like that was a big hit. That was a
yeah.
big moment in
He did
like in the game. So,
yeah, he did a bat flip and all that.
but
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, yeah, we talked about that the other day. I think hitting a baseball and playing quarterback in the National Football League are the two hardest things to do in professional sports.
yes,
I'll never forget Carlos Gomez. This is about 5, 6 years ago. For the Milwaukee Brewers, hit a home run against the Braves, and he was just, gyrating or whatever, and took
Right.
his time. And Brian McCann, the catcher, Brian McCann, old school,
Yep.
who's now come back to the Braves, was waiting for him at home plate, like, come here. And they got into it. And one of the things was funny was Brian McCann, Gomez is like, hey man, I'm gonna celebrate, dude. Tell your dudes not to hit home runs. And then I like McCann's response. He said, you ain't good enough to celebrate like that.
Yeah.
Like McCann's been an
I
all.
love
Yeah.
Brian.
Yeah,
He was a good guy.
Gomez is a good player, but he's never made an All-Star team. Brian
Right.
McCann is a borderline Hall of Famer, and Brian McCann's telling Gomez, dude, you ain't good enough to celebrate. I read his lips.
Yeah.
He said, you're not good enough to celebrate like that. So that was a great comeback from McCann, old school, who doesn't like the showboating.
Yeah. So like, where do you think that line like draws? Is it like 27 and older, like is kind of the old school, and then like the new school guys are like ushering in? Like, or you think it's even older than that? Like, what do you think that line is?
That line's probably, I mean, the guys that really believe that, you shouldn't do a bat flip or do anything, those guys are like 50 and older.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's really old school.
Yeah.
Now, there's still some people in their 30s that believe that and stuff like that, but the new generation is like, man, most of them, not all of them, but most of them are like, hey, man, bat flip, break dance.
Yeah. I mean, you just accomplished one of the hardest things to do in sports, and that's to hit a baseball. Not only did you hit a baseball, you hit it 460 feet. Yeah. So do what you want, man. Celebrate. Right. But there are a lot of people that are not celebrating. Us as Cowboys fans, I'm wearing my America's team, man, America's shirt today.
I got you.
Ezekiel Elliott didn't show up to camp. Le'Veon Clowney did not show up. Thomas for the Saints has not shown up to camp. Thinking about this, off the top of your head, who is the biggest name not to show up to camp that is ultimately going to hurt their team?
Man, Ezekiel Elliott. Thomas, I kind of agree with his holdout. I think he's going to get like $2 million this year, just like Dak Prescott. They've been some of the best at their positions, and they're only going to get $2 million. And Thomas, I don't get it because, I mean, I agree his holdout. But what I don't get is they've counter-offered him and trying to make him the highest-paid wide receiver in football, and he still hasn't signed. I mean, dude, what are you doing?
That's just crazy. The highest-paid wide receiver.
That doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, he's had 321 catches. My phone's ringing. He's had 321 catches the past 3 years, and that's the most in the National Football League. So he is really underpaid. Okay, I think the next best is I don't know. I know DeAndre Hopkins has like 289, but yeah, he should get, like, he needs to hurry up and sign.
Right.
They're going to make him the highest paid wide receiver in football. Hurry up and sign. Man, Ezekiel Elliott, I'm a little miffed at this one. Oh, let me go to Jadeveon Clowney first. Jadeveon Clowney's another one. He's getting $15.7 million this year.
Right.
That's near $1 million a game check, dude. Like, you're being paid at the top of your position.
And I think he's only played one complete full season, and that was last year, I think.
He wants to be paid like Khalil Mack and DeMarcus Lawrence, and he hasn't. He's been really good,
right?
But he hasn't been that.
Yeah, you have to be on the field more than you're not, and like right now he's teetering that line back and forth.
Right, and then what's going to make it worse for Jadeveon Clowney is he's gonna. John McClain, the general, the Hall of Fame voter, John McClain from the Houston Chronicle is saying that he's going to miss all of camp, and then he'll sign, though, because that's a lot of money. So no Texans fans, he says, don't worry, he'll be there week 1, right? But I do worry, and this is what John McClain also said. When you don't play in practice, and then that week 1 or week 2, he's prone to injury, and he goes all out game 1, right?
Right.
And then all of a sudden he gets an injury. And so he hadn't practiced in months. It's been, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's dangerous there too. So watch this idiot show up for week 1 and go all out with no practice and then get hurt. Yeah. Now, Ezekiel Elliott, I'm a little perturbed at this one. Look, Zeke, dude, you got 2 years left on your deal. I understand in my opinion, you're the best running back in football. Let the Cowboys do Amari Cooper. Let them do Dak Prescott. You're next in line to make a lot of money. Show up for your teammates, man. Like really, he's gonna get about $4 million this year, but I think the signing bonus makes it. They put it in different in different order or different bunches here. I think the signing bonus this year he's getting also like 3 million also. So it's near 7 million, I think, the way it broke down. Unless they gave him all his signing bonus right at the beginning, which is I think that's a little crazy. I think they give it
Right.
to you in three different sectors here, however that works. But man, show up for your teammates, dude. Like really, like and listen, the organization has stood by you in all your silliness. Am I right about that? Like just he hasn't done anything crazy. Look, dude's not like, he's not he's not committing any felonies or anything. I don't want to go that overboard here, but he does silly stuff, lifting girls' shirts up and knocking down security guards and all this kind of stuff. And the team has stood by him. Jerry Jones has stood by him. Why don't you stand by Jerry Jones now
Right.
and play this year? And and you're gonna get your money. I mean, dude, don't the team loves you, the organization loves you. They just have priorities, and you're not on the priority list right now. You and Byron Jones are third and fourth on the priority list, and they want to keep all of you guys. But right now, it's Amari Cooper and it's Dak Prescott. So him not showing up bothers me.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's not sticking by the organization that drafted him and the organization that has stood by him for all those little silliness stuff that he's done. And I'm going to be honest. I'm going a little light here on how I feel. If he doesn't show up, like, and say it's like a month later, I'd be looking to trade him.
Right.
No, literally. And I'm not talking about trading for peanuts. Now. I'm not just like, no. Dallas needs a top notch. Like I would be thinking about, like, I'd call the Chargers. I'd get on the phone with them and say, hey, we'll take Melvin Gordon. Like, I need somebody. You can have Zeke. You can sign him to the highest paid, and we'll sign Melvin Gordon to a little bit under that. I'm not joking. Like this is how pissed off I would be. I would almost call the Houston Texans and ask them, we'll take Lamar Miller and your number one pick next year.
That's a stretch
Lamar,
on there. Like I don't think I want him on our team, but yeah.
Lamar Miller's a really good running back. Lamar Miller's problem. Listen, Lamar Miller is one of those that can block, catch, and receive. Lamar Miller's problem is he plays behind one of the worst offensive lines in football, and he gets more. He's got more. This is not what Lamar Miller signed up for. Deshaun Watson as well. The
Yeah.
Houston Texans have literally, and I'm not joking. I watch every game. I'm a Cowboys fan through and through. I grew up a Cowboys fan, but I'm also a Houston Texans season ticket holder, and that is the worst offensive line in football. Like Lamar Miller is dancing,
Right.
and it is bad. They'll play good for a stretch, and then it just falls apart. How Deshaun Watson even got the Texans to 11-5 is an absolute miracle. How and Lamar Miller would have had easy over 1,000 yards last year, but he missed 2 games because he's getting beat up on blocking. Like literally, like I'm watching this. I'm watching every game. Lamar Miller would be great behind the Dallas Cowboys offensive line.
Okay.
And plus, but understand what I just told you. We're getting Houston Texans first round pick now.
Yes.
That's a big deal. So we have 2. You know what I mean? So like I would take it, but I guess I would do the Melvin Gordon thing, and I'd want a second round pick because Zeke is better than those guys.
Yeah, he is.
I'd want Melvin Gordon in a second or a third, and I'd want Lamar Miller in a first. Man, those are just off the top of my head. I just guess there might be a better package somewhere else where we get even maybe another running back there. I just guessed at those 2 players, but I'm serious, man. Like this is bothering me. If we're a month in and we're still talking about Zeke not showing up,
Yeah.
I would start looking to explore trades.
Yeah, you are 100% right because I think the Saints can survive a little while without Michael Thomas. They have a lot of other weapons like around Drew Brees. Obviously not a talent like Thomas. Obviously, Houston can survive without can survive without Clowney. I mean, they've done it in years past where he's hurt for 9 or 10 games a year.
Right.
Ezekiel Elliott is the key to the Dallas Cowboys. If Zeke is not there, we are not a Super Bowl caliber team because he takes that much pressure off of Dak Prescott, takes that much pressure off the passing game, and it stretches out the whole team. So like he can run, the passing game is like open. So I mean, like yes, I understand Zeke wants his money. We've been down this road many times, but Super Bowl running back for the Dallas Cowboys sounds a lot better than holdout running back for the Dallas
Yeah.
Cowboys. Get to camp, Zeke. Get in shape. We need you to win the Super Bowl this year. It's simple as
Right.
that. Other
Right.
teams, they can afford to not have their star players show up for
Yeah.
a month of this, like a month of the season.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I don't have the Cowboys schedule in front of me here. Like, here it is.
Yeah.
Like
I've
week
got it if
four,
you need it. I always,
week 4, we're playing the New Orleans Saints. That is a possible championship game.
and it's
We
a
need you.
night game. What is
Yeah.
it? A Sunday night football game
Yeah.
or Monday night? It's
Right.
Sunday night football.
Yeah, and then we play the Packers. Like, we cannot start the season 4-4 or 3-3 again. We need jump out early, 6-7 wins out of the first
Yeah.
8 games.
No.
So
I think Dallas should be 6-1 or 7-1 after
Right.
after yeah. But I'll be honest with you. I know I understand you're saying we need Ezekiel Elliott, but I'm telling you right now, Dallas offensive line, they're getting Travis Frederick is back from the Guillain-Barre
Yes.
syndrome. Okay. We have Amari Cooper now. Okay. You saw what
Yeah.
that did.
and
what
Ty
that did.
Cobb or Cobb, Randall Cobb. No,
Yeah, Randall Cobb.
Randall
Yeah. Ty Cobb's that racist bastard in the 30s, that
Right.
Hall of Fame baseball player.
Right.
Hey, one of the best hitters of all time, lefty. You ever see that movie? Tommy Lee Jones played Cobb. Pretty good movie.
Are you talking
Yeah.
about the baseball? What's it called? Shoot.
I don't know. It might be just called Cobb, but Tommy
Was it
Lee
called
Jones.
Blazing Saddles? Was it Babe? No.
No. I'm talking about Ty Cobb. No. Ty Cobb's about Tommy Lee Jones is in Cobb. It's about the baseball player.
Oh,
That's who Ty Cobb.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. So, anyways, damn, I forgot what we were talking about because I started talking about thinking about movies. I love movies, by the way. Anyways, no, I'm telling you right now, you can get Dallas would win with Lamar Miller.
Okay.
That's how good our offensive line is. That's how good we are up front. Jason Witten. Dallas could win with Melvin Gordon. I'm not saying here that Ezekiel Elliott, if we don't have him, like the aliens may as well show up and take out Jerry World. No, that Dallas is good, and I can't wait to see how good Pollard is.
I forget about him. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. In the 4th round pick out of Memphis. Now he's not an every down back or anything like that, but he's like Ty Montgomery, number 88 that used to play for the Packers. Okay, he's like that. He's jack of all trades. You can hand it to him. You can throw it to him. He's a poor man's Le'Veon Bell. Is what he is. I think the Cowboys have Darius Jackson. They have Mike Weber in camp. Nothing great. It's almost as bad as Dak Prescott. Behind him is Mike White and Cooper Rush, and I think they signed some other guy. They may as well sign me or you.
Right.
Yeah, they signed another camp arm the other day. And that's another thing. I think I don't know if you saw my little tweet there or whatever. If all those guys suck behind Dak, like there's no clear cut 2, right?
Right.
I'd scrap all those guys because that means there's no potential there, right? And then I'd sign a vet. There's going to be a good veteran that gets cut.
Oh, 100%.
Right. So
you can look at the Washington Redskins roster right now. They have Colt McCoy on there, Alex Smith, and shoot, I had it on the top here. And then there's somebody else.
Case Keenum.
Yeah, Case Keenum. There's no way they're keeping 4 quarterbacks on that.
I mean,
roster.
I would sign. If Colt McCoy got cut or Case Keenum got cut, I'd sign them to be the backup for the Cowboys. Yeah, you could go around the whole NFL, and I would sign somebody. There's going to be a veteran quarterback that gets released, or a veteran quarterback that is like second or third string or something like that, or third string that's unhappy and then ask for a release. There's some organizations that are now only carrying 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
To get an extra linebacker in there for special teams. So that's also possible. So there's gonna be a couple of named quarterbacks that you're gonna go, damn, he's won some football games and he's at home
Teddy Bridgewater is one of them.
Yeah. So if Mike White and Cooper Rush don't show me anything, I don't want either one of them. I'm actually hoping Mike White beats out Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush actually has shown me nothing. And Mike White from Western Kentucky, I watched him in college. He threw the football all over the place. Let's see what he can do. But no, I think the Cowboys could win a Super Bowl without Ezekiel Elliott if they trade for a good running back to take his place. Like Melvin Gordon right now could win a Super Bowl with the Cowboys. Would you disagree with that?
Um, I don't disagree, but it's definitely going to be easier with Ezekiel on the field,
Sure.
obviously, because he can expand the ball more or stretch plays out. But yes, I do believe with Melvin Gordon,
Yeah.
if he's on the field for all 16 games, which he hasn't
Right.
been, then yes, I do believe I still would have the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl with Melvin Gordon
Or at
back
least
then.
getting there.
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
there wouldn't be. What I'm saying is there wouldn't be a game where you go, damn, Melvin Gordon is on the field
yeah,
today.
yeah, no,
He didn't do something. Zeke would have done that better. I mean, there might be a couple of instances like that, but Melvin Gordon's a pretty good running back. I mean, in other words, scale of 1 to 10, like we talked about this the other day. Saquon Barkley,
yeah.
Ezekiel Elliott, Todd Gurley, but man, Todd Gurley's not. It looks like he's gonna have chronic problems now. It doesn't
Yeah,
look like he's
he's
ever
not
gonna be
reporting
the
to
same.
camp either because of his
No.
quad.
Yeah, see, so Melvin Gordon is in that second tier,
Stop.
So he's not a 10 like Saquon and Ezekiel, but he's a good football player.
Right. So let's go ahead and transfer from players that are not showing up, teams that are good to teams that are going to be probably pretty below average.
Yeah.
Washington Redskins.
Cool.
We're going to break down their schedule, the 2019 football schedule. Already
Yep.
have their first 2 games picked out for us. The week 1 they traveled to Philly. We both had them losing that game. Week 2 they're at home versus the Dallas Cowboys. We have them losing that game as well. So the first game we get to pick is week 3 at home versus the Chicago Bears. Who do you got?
Wow. That's a tough one for me. Man, I don't want to start. You know what? They're not going to start out 0-3. They probably are. I'm going to give them a win here. I'll give them a win versus the Bears. The Bears are a playoff team, so this will be one of their losses. I think the Bears are going 10-6 or 11-5, so probably. So yeah, but I'll give them a loss here at Washington. Washington will get their first win.
Yeah, this game was hard for me to pick as well because if they don't win this game or against the Giants, they're starting out the season 0-6. And
Yeah.
but I had to pick the Bears just because of the quarterback situation. They have an aging quarterback in Colt McCoy, who's 33 years old, Case Keenum, that's 31 years old, and then they have a rookie in Haskins. So we don't really know who is going to be the quarterback.
Yeah.
So I just don't have faith in them. So I'm picking the Bears. Going on to week 4, they travel to the Meadowlands to take on the New York Football Giants. Who do you got in this one?
The Giants. This is one of the Giants' only wins. Hooray for the Giants on this one. They'll get a win here.
Yeah, I picked the Giants to win this game as well, simply because I don't see them going 0-16. So I had to give them one.
Right.
So week 5 we have them losing to the Patriots.
Right.
Week 6 they travel to Miami. We have them both losing to Miami.
Right.
And then they welcome San Francisco 49ers into town. People are really high on the San Francisco's 49ers. I see people have them going 11-5, 12-4. Who do you got winning this one?
I'll go ahead. This will be the second win for the Washington Redskins. I'll go ahead and pick the Washington Redskins to upset the San Francisco 49ers, who I think are going to be pretty good too.
Yeah, I cannot say the San Francisco 49ers are going to be good because, yes, they lost a quarterback last year, but at the same time, I don't see a lot of pieces around them. So I do have Washington winning this game as well, simply because I don't know who the 49ers are going to be at this point in the season. Moving on to next week, they're traveling to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. I had them losing. Vikings are a much better football team than they are.
Yeah.
Who do you got?
And people are down on the Vikings too, and I'm not one of those. I think the Vikings have all the tools to be in the playoff hunt. It's going to be a battle in that, for the Vikings and Packers and Bears to win that division. That's going to be fun. The Lions will be the cellar dweller in that one, but yeah, I'll take the Vikings in this game. I think Kirk Cousins, I don't think he'll ever be a Super Bowl quarterback, but he's a good quarterback. But Minnesota Vikings will beat the Redskins pretty easily here.
And then the next week they travel to Buffalo Bills. We have them both losing already,
Right.
going into their bye week to take on the New York Jets. You have them losing to the Jets. I have them beating the Jets. And then the next week, finally, back home, take on the Detroit Lions. Who do you got?
I'll take Redskins again here. Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions will get them.
Yeah, like I said about the Giants, I don't anticipate the Detroit Lions going 0-16,
Right.
but at the same time, it's hard to pick them. But I did pick the Lions to win this game.
Right.
This is kind of where the tanking starts happening for the Washington Redskins, like at this point
Okay.
here. Going on to the next week, they're taking on the Carolina Panthers at Carolina.
Oh man, that's a loss. We'll see how good, man. Did you watch Cam Newton last year? His throwing was absolutely horrific. This guy's like a career 57% completion percentage.
Right.
I mean, he's terrible completion percentage, and his arm got worse last year. He couldn't throw the ball very well at all. They're working on his arm right now. Man, it was bad. I mean, his complete Eli Manning had under 60% completion percentage for most of his career until Ben McAdoo showed up and got that baby up a little bit over 60. But yeah, so man, we'll see what happens. I still think Carolina is the better team though. But we'll see where Cam Newton is in his arm. I can't wait to watch this because he was throwing the ball funky. Cam Newton, I was watching. I was like, God, get that guy out of there. And but they never did. So
they actually tried to set him down, but like he's like, no, I'm not coming.
Okay.
I'm coming. I'm out. But he did have off-season shoulder surgery, so that could be why he was throwing the ball so weird.
Yeah.
But like I just think the talent of him alone on his legs, he can carry the Carolina Panthers to beat the Washington Redskins. If like I know we're going to cover Carolina in the next few weeks or so, but if they don't do well this season, I could see Cam Newton getting traded or released from this team and hit the reset button. So
I mean, let me tell you something. If his arm is shot, and because they're talking about him with a different release now and all this stuff, this is a big year for Cam Newton. You could be right. I mean, we'll see what happens, but but they should. I think they'll beat the Redskins this game. This no brainer here.
Yeah, moving on to the next week, they're taking on the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. Who do you got?
At Green Bay, I think Aaron Rodgers throws 4 or 5 touchdowns this game. This is a blowout for. This is one of those December 8th. It's cold in Green Bay.
Yep.
You go. Some people have different philosophies on this. I'd want to go. There's people that are like, I don't want to go. It's the Redskins. They're coming in 3-10. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'll sit at home. I don't have to. These are the ones I want to go to because I want to watch 41-6.
Right.
I want to watch Aaron Rodgers I want to watch him just. I want to leave at the end of the third quarter. I want to watch my team blow somebody out.
Exactly. And just there is nothing else better than a game at Lambeau Field. Just a historic statement that is over there. I'm actually going to a preseason game up in Lambeau Field, and I couldn't be more excited about it actually.
Who's playing?
The Chiefs versus the Packers.
Oh wow, okay,
yeah.
Got you. Okay.
So this is the time of year where the Packers will be battling for that black and blue division championship. So they have to win as many games as they can, and they cannot let a team like Washington come into Lambeau and beat them. I do have Green Bay winning this game. Setting up for our next week, we've already picked this one. Philly at home. You have Washington beating Philly. Do you still stand by that statement?
Yeah, because they're not gonna. What I have, this will be like their 4th or 5th victory. I mean, it's still pretty bad.
Yeah, that'd be number 5.
Yeah. So yeah, they'll win this game.
Yeah, I have them losing because just like what I just said previously about the Packers, I think that Philly will be battling for that that NFC East division title, and they can't let a team like Washington beat them. Setting us up for another home game versus the New York Football Giants. I have them losing. Eli is on the bench. Daniel Jones is in, and Daniel Jones shows that he sucks.
Yeah, this will be probably Daniel Jones versus Dwayne Haskins, and this will be one of those. This will be one of the worst games of the week, but it'll only be talked about because it'll be like, did the Giants pass up on Dwayne Haskins? Is he better right now than Daniel Jones? It'll be the 15th overall pick versus the 6th overall pick. That's what all this game will mean. And I'm going to go ahead and I'll take the Washington Redskins in this game as well.
All right. So
Yeah, and let me just say this here, Michael. Like the Washington Redskins have more talent than the Giants. That's the
right,
reason I'll have them. I mean, Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen in the middle, two Alabama studs that were the best two Alabama defensive linemen. Not last year, that was Quinnen Williams, but in the couple years previous, Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen get after it. Like they're really good. They were the Redskins' first round picks of 2016 or 17
yeah,
or whatever draft that was. And Ryan Kerrigan is one of the best sack. If Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen, plug up that middle, they can free up Kerrigan on the outside. He's really good. So there's a little more talent there to work with Washington than it's just a quarterback situation on both
yeah.
teams. But there's more talent in Washington right now, more explosive players in my opinion than the New York Football Giants. So that's why I would lean towards Washington having the better record. One problem that Washington's having right now is Trent Williams, their All-Pro left tackle. He hasn't shown up to camp either, or maybe he has, but he's having trouble with the Washington Redskins medical staff. They misdiagnosed him, and so he's upset about that. And so Jay Gruden, they got to go ahead and put out the fires there because they need Trent Williams to protect Dwayne Haskins. So if that's true that the Washington Redskins staff misdiagnosed Trent Williams and his injury was worse than what they thought, that's pretty bad. That could be a lawsuit. So we'll see how that story ends up. And then if I'm Jay Gruden and that general manager, hey, bring your own doctor in, Trent. Like he's that good.
Yeah.
He's that important to us. Hey, you don't have to listen to Redskins doctors then. Bring your own in. You know what I mean? No, seriously. Right. I treat it like an NBA situation because we still need him. He's still a really good tackle. He's a little bit on the lines of Tyron Smith. Like he's been that good. He and Tyron Smith have been really, really good. So that's a little question they're going into Redskins camp. But no, I do think that the Washington, especially if he shows up, Washington Redskins are a little bit better than the Giants. That's why I'll have the Washington having a little bit better record probably than the Giants.
Yeah, and just to jump over to Week 17, we have the Cowboys both beating them the final game of the season. And just to add to your point there of like all the talent that you said that the Washingtons had, let's not forget that before Alex Smith got hurt last year, the Washington Redskins were the talk of the NFL. What were they? They were like
6-3.
Yeah, I mean like they were on pace to win that division. They were on pace to make a good playoff run. They looked like a solid team. Alex Smith was clicking. Adrian Peterson looked like Adrian Peterson of like old. I mean, they looked like a really solid football team.
And you talk about having Josh Norman, and then they signed Landon Collins from the Giants in free agency.
Right.
So their secondary is going to be is improved. Like I mean, they're pretty good. Like they're not terrible.
Yeah.
Like I could see 8-8, and I wouldn't be shocked. It's like, what did I have them now? Was that 7 wins or 6 wins?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins. You have them 5-11.
Okay, I thought I had them 6, but
Chicago, San Francisco, Detroit, Philly, and Giants.
Okay. Now it wouldn't shock me at all though. Like I wouldn't be surprised if I was wrong the other way. Like they're not gonna be in the playoffs, but I wouldn't be shocked if they went 8-8 and they shocked a couple of teams, like a couple of swing games.
Yeah, I mean, like I had them going 3-13, and like, and like looking at that, I mean, like it was kind of a hard pill to swallow, because that could easily be 10-6 if they find a quarterback. I mean, like if Haskins just blows it up, or Colt McCoy, he finally finds his groove like he did in college. I mean,
or Case Keenum plays like awesome. Yeah, it's about the quarter. Right. Yeah, our records are about the quarterback play. It's not necessarily about their roster.
No,
because
and I think every game that I picked, I'm like, like it came down to quarterback play. I'm like, well, Philly has a better quarterback. Oh, the Cowboys got a better quarterback. Oh, the Bears got a better quarterback. I mean, so like if the Redskins find a diamond in the rough with Colt McCoy or Chase Keenum, and like Haskins can sit on the bench and like grow next year or 2 years down the road, watch out for the Washington Redskins. Like a guy's going to make that clear.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's all about the quarterback play. That's why we have them with the crappy records.
Yes.
But I mean, if it's just pure hypothetical, if you were to put Aaron Rodgers on the Washington Redskins and he's throwing the ball to a Pro Bowl tight end in Jordan Reed or Josh Dotson, who they're still waiting for him to come through as a first round pick, the Redskins, I probably would have them at 9-7.
Yeah,
But
I would
it's
definitely
their
have them
quarterback though.
in the playoffs 100%. If
Yeah,
they had a
right. They had
quarterback that you can rely on week in and week out.
right,
Um, so with that being said, like just like you said, it wouldn't surprise you if they went 8-8. So like,
right.
what games do you circle? That like saying like, hey, if you guys win this game or this game, like it's a brand new season. The first couple games that come to mind is the Jets, the Buffalo, and
Yeah,
then you know even that Miami team. Like if you win those three games, I have them at 6-10,
right,
same record as they were last year, and then that would put uh, your record up there at 8-8.
right.
So
Well, I tell you, well, the swing game right off the bat, and we talked about this a few days ago. We both have them losing week one at Philly. I think
yeah,
that's a no-brainer. They're gonna, but man, they're at home against the Cowboys.
yeah.
They beat the Cowboys, and I think it changes their season, especially at the beginning.
They also
So now
have a
you're talking,
pretty favorable schedule because most of their tough
right,
games that you're like, oh, that's a win or a loss,
right,
they're at home. Cowboys at home, Chicago at
right.
home, Patriots at home. Shoot.
That Yeah, that Cowboy game is going to be something to watch
Hmm.
because that's a swing game. That's both organizations. That's a swing game for both
Yeah.
organizations because Dallas is going to beat the Giants week one, and if they lose to the Washington Redskins week two, it's like damn, that puts a little damper on my 12-4 and you're 13-3.
Especially if Ezekiel
Yeah,
Elliott is like is not there. We might
it's
start
not
pushing the
there.
panic button a little bit.
Yeah, see, I don't even let it get to that part, man. I'm trading his ass. That's why I was telling you,
Yeah.
we come full circle. Like, if we're a month in and yeah, we've shown. They always talk about loyalty in sports, about how organizations don't show the players loyalty.
No.
Okay, you know what? There's truth to that. But when have the Cowboys not shown loyalty to Zeke?
Yeah,
So they
they could
haven't.
have cut him like his second season when he got in trouble like with that
Yeah, they
girl.
could.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have. They could have. You know, they could have made some statements after this recent thing and said, "Hey, Ezekiel Elliott's been bad for us and da da da," and but they don't. They're standing by him 100%. So why doesn't he stand behind Jerry Jones right now 100%?
Right.
Listen, and then just show up, dude. Do you realize that Ezekiel Elliott doesn't have to do anything in training camp hardly? He can just run, win sprints, and run with the first team, pass the physical.
Yeah.
He's not gonna. And I haven't seen Ezekiel Elliott at camp. I haven't been to Cowboys camp in a long time. I've been to about 4 or 5 of them, but they've all been with. No, I went to a couple of them with Romo. Let me say this, and I've been to 5 of them. I've been to 3 with Troy and them. I haven't been in about 10 years because the last one I was there was Romo was there. But what I've heard about Ezekiel Elliott is he still likes for contact in the preseason. He still likes, and they tell him, "Hey, don't do that." He looks to like knock out Sean Lee, knock out backup Lee. Like he looks to like, dude, they're not the Green Bay Packers. Okay, stop. They're not the Redskins. So I don't want to see that. Like they're actually because he only knows to go one way full
Yeah,
speed.
there are some players that just don't know how to do practice
Right.
speed.
So I heard he's one of those players. So, but I'd hold him out even to that. I'd say, dude, you're just running, and once in a while we might do a play or two for you, but he's not playing in any preseason games or anything like that. So just show up, man. Just show up.
Yeah, and to make this a complete full circle, you said earlier in the show that if there is no clear cut for our Dallas Cowboys, you will trade those guys and look for a veteran quarterback. Should the Washington Redskins kind of do the same thing? They have 2 veteran quarterbacks in Colt McCoy and Case Keenum. Could they trade him to the Saints for Teddy Bridgewater, or maybe look to sign Mark Sanchez back from this last year? Like I don't know how his leg's doing. I think he broke his leg too. Or just like one of those veteran quarterbacks that are going to be cut, or maybe just be sitting on the bench because they are almost a quarterback away of possibly making the playoffs or being 8-8. Should they look into doing that?
Yeah, if Cooper Rush and Mike White show me nothing, no, I don't think you have to make a trade. I mean, you could make a trade. We'll see what happens there, but usually a good veteran quarterback gets released, and so you can just pick up that veteran quarterback. I think one of the McCown brothers is out, who's been pretty good his whole career. I don't know if he has maybe he is signed. I'm thinking now, but no, you just wait to see if a veteran quarterback gets released, and you go ahead and you sign that veteran quarterback. I'm hoping Mike White, shows up and beats out Cooper Rush. I
Okay.
really do. I've seen nothing from Cooper Rush, so I'm putting my eggs in the basket on Mike White. But if Mike White doesn't show me anything, then I am going to look for a veteran quarterback, and I'm going to release all my backup quarterbacks. And they just had breaking news: defensive tackle Kansas City Chiefs Chris Jones showed up. He didn't attend
Oh,
any of the
good.
mini camps.
Happy
Yeah,
about that. Yep.
Chris Jones, number 95 in your Kansas City Chiefs program. There, he's a good football player. He's a heck of a player.
He was probably feeling pressure because the Packers released D- Daniels and the Chiefs
Mike Daniels. Yeah,
signed him. So he was probably feeling a little bit of pressure, like, hey, I could do
yeah.
this. So
No, Chris Jones he's going to get paid. He'll
yeah,
eventually get paid. He just has to show up, and I think the Kansas City Chiefs will take care of Chris Jones. So that was good for them. That was the breaking news right there. And the Chiefs drafted well too, and they drafted a new defensive tackle too,
yeah.
kid named Saunders. He's going to be pretty good too to get in that rotation.
I'm looking really forward to what the Kansas City's new defense has in store this upcoming
Right,
season. So just to complete our talk here,
right,
from the Washington Redskins, those two quarterbacks that I named, Chase Keenum
yeah,
and Colt McCoy.
right.
If the Redskins were to release one of those guys, as a Cowboys fan, as a Cowboys GM, would you pick one of those guys up?
Absolutely. I like Case Keenum a little better. I think he throws the football a little better than Colt. But yeah, I'd have Colt McCoy. Colt McCoy is a better. We don't know what Mike White is yet, so
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll wait and see. Mike White could be better than Case Keenum and Colt McCoy. We don't know yet. But if he really doesn't show me anything in the preseason games and all that, and yeah, absolutely. If the Redskins cut Colt McCoy, I'd bring in Colt McCoy as backup to the Cowboys. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would kind of complete his circle because what he played at Texas, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So guys, that's going to be it for today. Join us back on Monday. We're going to talk a little bit of New York Football Giants. We got about 9 or so games to break down for you. So as always, like, comment, subscribe to us on the YouTube channel. If you listen to us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, or iTunes, be sure to follow those podcasts as well. Share this with a couple friends, and have a good day, guys. We out.
Yeah.